Okay, I do apologise for that big time. There seems to be some technical issues, namely the audio went on my video. So I spent like 13-14 minutes shooting the friendly thing. Put it onto the computer, went through the process of uploading it, taking half an hour. And hey presto, the forces of the universe decided that that particular video wasn't going to quite go out according to plan. So we just have to accept that and carry on with me trying to explain everything all over again. Okay, now, firstly, I think one of the main messages I was trying to come out with was we shouldn't really be taking this, too seriously. I think that we are both looking at the same things from different points of view when it comes to TED Talks, okay? Because I was analysing it or discussing it from the point of view of a form of media, not necessarily trying to look at it in terms of socio-political movements. But I was looking at it as if it was a socio-political movement, and therefore what it itself was trying to, deal with. And in my video, in which the sound didn't quite work out, I did a very clever analogy with this particular tarot pack here, saying that it's been designed to be sold for some very good reasons. Namely, there's certain types of people who think the Celtic imagery is like the only imagery or the original imagery, and the Celtic people are the original people, and so on and so forth. And that's basically who they're trying to sell to. What I'm trying to do with my Bespoke Group UK YouTube account is to talk to a specific demographic and to try and change them and change the way in which they think. So I've got to think about which particular ideas I'm going to introduce to them and how I'm going to discuss it with them. Yes, using some things from TED Talks is a good idea. I'm not saying it isn't, but I've also got to think very carefully about what particular change I want to give them, and also taking into account that they might be a little intellectually weak in some cases, to think about entertaining them as well. And so it's very difficult. I'm of the impression that a lot of my audience are damaged, and I'm trying to repair them somehow or in some way whatsoever. That's essentially where I'm coming from here. So it's difficult, and choosing the right kinds of media or the right kinds of information to give them can be difficult as well. So that's basically where I'm at. I think that what we were doing as far as TED Talks is concerned is like the story of the three blind men. One of them grabs the tail and says, this object, whatever it is like a snake. The other one grabs the leg of the elephant and says, actually no, it's not like a snake at all, it's like a tree. Anyone can tell it's like a tree. And the other one grasps something and says, no, it's not a tree, it's a twig, we can tell, but it's a very smooth twig because he's only grasping onto the tusk. So that's what I think the way we were doing when we were discussing TED Talks. Yes, it is a marvellous thing, full stop. And it can be used creatively and intellectually to provide you with a different point of view or a different perspective upon whichever field of endeavour you happen to be in. And I'm not disagreeing with that whatsoever in any way whatsoever at all. Okay? You're right, basically, okay? On the subject of my cooking experiments, my rice flour thing did not work out at all. I got very bad indigestion last night as a result of it. The problem with cooking experiments is that you've got to eat the result. You've got to eat the result. So it's difficult. What I have discovered is I can turn the rice into ground rice, and I can then cook the ground rice in the form of a semolina, and I can then either eat that or turn it into a basis for pancakes. So the whole experiment over the past 24 hours has not been completely and utterly destroyed. So that's, some good can be gained from all of this evil. So that's obviously a positive thing. Am I a big cook? Well, I've got some dietary restrictions, so I've got to work within those, and I do good things with my slow cooker and buckwheat and rice and lentils. Lentils are a gift from God to anyone who's got a reaction to wheat and gluten and sugar and yeast and dairy and all that kind of stuff. I allow myself a little dairy once in a while, but not much, because I just seem to be healthier when I just don't have it. But I think I'm probably going to have a little more if I'm going to contemplate some of the various different bread type recipes that I've been looking at recently. And I do want to carry on experimenting with making different types of bread, because I miss bread. My graham flour pancakes is probably the closest thing I've been getting to having a bread. and that's not quite a bread. You know, it fills the gap. It's okay, but it's not quite a bread. Never mind. Anyway, it's good to talk to you. I do hope you're doing well. I miss you already. And we will speak again very soon and live, and hopefully I will have the option, the ability to have good quality audio, and you'll be able to hear me as well as see me mouthing words. Speak to you again soon.